Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, February 9th, 2023. Steve Sipress here, throwing it back about 40 years ago. I was finishing up my first year in law school, and I had attended law school with the thought of becoming a sports agent. Now, back in those days, obviously, I loved sports my whole life. Actually, instead of becoming a sports agent, I started a fantasy sports game business. At the time, nobody ever heard of the thing. It was a fledgling industry to the extreme. And in a few years, I had built that to the largest fantasy sports game business in the world, multi-million dollar business. And then I multi messed the whole thing up and screwed it up down to zero and non-existent. Another story for another day. But I had originally entered law school thinking, hey, I'll be a sports agent. That'll be cool. Now, back in those days, top players were making maybe a few $100,000 a year. Now they make $40 million a year. There's going to be an announcer next year making $37.5 million a year to be an announcer, of all things. That'll be Tom Brady with the NFL. But anyway, Leigh Steinberg, one of the most celebrated sports attorneys of all time, made famous by Tom Cruise playing a character based on Leigh Steinberg in the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire, where he would yell, "Show me the money," made famous. I don't know whether or not Leigh Steinberg actually ever said that, but that was loosely based on Leigh Steinberg, and I just got an invitation from a friend to attend the 36th annual Leigh Steinberg Super Bowl party. That'll be here in Scottsdale, Arizona on Saturday afternoon, the day before the Super Bowl, whatever the heck number it is. And I found out that the other team playing the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Not that that matters at all, but I did just find that out. Anyway, I will be attending the party with assorted entrepreneurs, entertainers, business leaders, politicians, athletes. It's got to be a ton of fun. And I will see some old friends and make some new ones and possibly even meet Mr. Show Me the Money himself, Leigh Steinberg. This friend of mine, Leigh Steinberg, is a client of his. So he promised if he's around when I see Leigh Steinberg, of course, he'll introduce him to me. And if not, I'll introduce myself because that's what I do. Anyway, that'll do it for Throwback Thursday. Throwing it back over 40 years, back to my days in law school, planning of becoming a sports attorney. I actually did some work for Bob Wolf, at the time the biggest sports attorney in the Boston area. That's where I went to college, Boston College Law School, and one of the biggest sports attorneys around. Back then, big Boston clients were all his, of course, Bobby Orr and Jim Craig from the Olympic gold medal winning hockey team from the year before, from '82, and all kinds of other top athletes from the area. John Havlicek, I think, and top Celtics. Anyway, ended up not becoming a sports agent, but man, that would be something to be doing right now, getting a tiny percentage of those massive contracts. Actually, one of my best friends from high school is one of the top sports agents in existence, and maybe I'll see him there, actually. That'd be great. The lifestyle he has, the money he makes, the fun he has, the enjoyment, the beauty of attending any event he wants and hobnobbing with all the top athletes. Man, that's what I wanted. I gave it up before it became the big, amazing thing it is now. I will tell you the bottom line of why I gave it up. It was an incredibly seedy industry back then, perhaps still now, but back then it was so seedy and underhanded, and so many athletes were doing all kinds of illegal things and screwing people. And, I think you've seen that in the movies. If you've seen it, like they will give, gifts and jobs and homes and cars and fake jobs to the students and things to their parents just to try and sign them and this and that and sign them before they're eligible and do all kinds I just didn't want to get involved in such a sleazy world. I guess I later found out the whole world is pretty sleazy, And so that might have been a cool thing to do. Anyway, I'll be having fun on Saturday, and I'll be coming to you live from them. But before that, I'll be back with you again tomorrow on Foundation Friday. Until then, over and out. Bye-bye.